How's everything going with your thesis?
I should be able to publish it next month.
Well, Azar was one of your thesis advisors.
The newly appointed acting Grand Sage reviewed all of our projects and gave—
Acting Grand Sage?
Yeah, I heard that selecting new sage, but it's all thanks to him that our research results weren't jeopardized. Once my paper is published, I'm definitely giving myself a long vacation.
They're really out of their minds, making Al-Haytham the acting Grand...
Take it easy, Professor. I'm puzzled as well. Just going by
Fool! Do you think I'm angry because I wasn't chosen for the position? He was one of my students, but he rarely attended class. When I asked him about it, he retorted that self-study. What brazen arrogance! Misery of miseries! For the
Professor, don't get so worked up. I'll go get you some water.
Psst. Want to hear a secret? I've heard the new acting Grand Sage is from Haravata.
Really? Who is it?
Someone named Al-Haytham. Never met him myself, but he's a real hot topic right now. Lots of things being said about him. There's also a Vahumana scholar who's been in the spotlight recently. They say that he's a likely pick to be one of the next sages.
Oh, is he teaching any courses? Maybe we should drop by.
Wow. News of Al-Haytham being the acting Grand Sage sure spread fast. Some people are saying good things and others bad. Especially that... Hey! Are you...
The Matra.
The Matra?
I'm Ilias. I have to talk to a Matra about something.
In the state you're in? You shouldn't push your... Why don't you tell us what happened and we'll pass on your message?
No, I have to tell them myself. They are the only ones... Sorry, can you lend me your arm? This is...
Since you put it that way, fine. We'll take you to a We promised to take him to a Matra, but we don't know that many, do we? Oh, wait! Sino should be back at the Academia! Let's go find him! Hey there! Excuse us, but is that—
You two look familiar. Are you friends of Mahamatra Sino? But if you'd like, I can pass whatever message you might have on to him.
We ran into this guy by the gates, and he seems really eager—
Oh? If you don't mind, why don't you tell me?
Siraj.
Siraj. That name sounds familiar.
Vahumana researcher?
Yes, one of their most renowned, in fact. I hear he's as daring as he isn't. There are rumors he'll become Vahumana's next sage. But please continue, good sir.
I want to report him for conducting a dangerous He kidnapped me, tied me up, and took me to that horrible cave. Experimental equipment. I ran as fast as I could, a little slower, and he would have caught me.
There's no rush. Please, what kind of experiments was he conducting?
I don't remember.
Huh? You can't remember?
All I remember is Siraj walking towards me, and then my head started feeling... It's like a nightmare that I can't recall. I just know that that place is dangerous. And, oh, I heard they conduct business in the tavern. We have to hurry.
Even if what you say is... All right, but before that, I would like to administer the Matra lie detector.
You think I'm lying?
Please don't take it the wrong way. This is sorry, but can you two wait out here a little while?
Huh? Al-Haytham?
Let me bring you up to speed. First things first, Ilyas passed the lie detector test. This indicates that what he said is highly credible. As such, we've decided, per protocol, this matter was reported to acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham. After hearing about...
Huh. It's kind of weird for you to be working with the Matra.
You're overthinking things. My interest was piqued is all.
Really? In that case, let's join in as well, shall we?
It's already against protocol for acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham to part... Oh, never mind. After all, you were the ones who brought Ilyas here.
Don't you worry. Our lips are sealed.
All right, in that case, I'll fill you in on what Ilyas claimed that Siraj will be conducting some business with a Kasharawar researcher at the tavern. This is one of... Incidentally, Siraj isn't at the academia right now. He applied for long-term off-site It's close to the time that Ilyas had given. So we've decided to head to the tavern.
That's right. Arav, prepare to head out.
Oh, come on! We already said...
We're here, Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham. Acting Grand Sage Al...
Looks like you haven't read any memos lately. The new Academia decree clearly states that even a sage doesn't have the authority to interfere with... If your superior were here, he wouldn't be asking me what to do. Instead, he'd be telling me...
You're right. Understood. Then please wait here as we lock down the perimeter and search for suspicious persons. Ilyas, please stay here. Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham, I'll have to trouble you with the protection of our primary witness.
Sure. Though I'd rather he just protect himself.
He's the same as ever. Casually ignoring people, just like he did back at Aru Village.
Answering a simplistic question only enables the questioner. Besides, I need him to understand my position clearly. Arav has just as many doubts about my coming along as you do. But unlike you two, he's making this matter more complicated than it is, with his considerations like the acting Grand Sage is trying to seize the Matra's powers. That question was obviously bait. The Matra were once under the influence of the sages, and so were often subject to these bureaucratic traps. The test was strictly unnecessary, though. I hope that our exchange will assure him that I won't interfere with their work this time.
Why is this so complicated?
This is why I was against becoming the acting Grand Sage from the very first. Titles and rank inevitably make a lot of things more troublesome than usual.
Excuse me, Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham. I've had a question on my mind, and I need to know the answer no matter what. Have we met before?
No. I have no recollection of ever meeting you.
Haha, I thought so too. I probably wouldn't have had anything to do with someone of your caliber.
Then why did you ask?
Well, for some reason I felt a sense of familiarity when I met you for the first time.
Really? A misperception, perhaps. Or...
Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham, we've apprehended a suspect.
Siraj?
No, it's the Kasharawar researcher who has dealings with him. His name is Narendra.
Acting Sage Al-Haytham? Wait, can someone please explain what's going on? I admit that I did steal some mechanical components from the lab and sell them, but does something like that really warrant the personal interest of the acting Grand Sage? What have I gotten myself into? I know I let greed get the best of me, but please, I promise that this won't ever happen again.
I would like to ask him a few questions.
Of course.
Do you know Siraj?
Yeah, that's the name of my buyer. He asked to make the transaction at the tavern, but he never showed up.
What were the details of this transaction?
He's doing some kind of experiment that seems to require many power generators and electrical components that can only be found in our project. He contacted me in private and said that he'd pay a large sum of mora if I was willing to put some aside for him, under the pretense of them being defective parts. We had originally agreed to meet at the tavern earlier today to do the trade. I sure didn't expect to get stood up, or run into you all.
Perhaps Siraj was aware that Ilyas might leak information, so he intentionally didn't show up. Whatever the case, it seems that this lead ends here. The good news is, regardless of what Siraj was planning, his progress will now be severely hindered by a lack of power generators and electrical components. We still have time to conduct our investigation. Do you have any more questions for the suspect?
No, he's all yours. But I'd like to borrow Ilyas for a while.
Oh, that's fine. We conducted a comprehensive lie detection exam, which showed that he has a genuine case of amnesia. We're not planning to pursue any further breakthroughs on that front. However, I am curious, what do you need him for exactly?
I've read some papers regarding amnesia, and I'd like to try restoring his memories.
I see. We'll be returning to the academia then. I'll leave
Follow me.
Siraj didn't show up at the tavern, and Narendra didn't give us any leads. Ugh, that means we're stuck. Oh, Hatham, are you serious about seeing things through? Paimon's pretty surprised that you're this interested in the case.
I thought you would have guessed the reason by now.
Huh? Paimon has no clue.
Yes, we were classmates.
Oh, so that's why you asked to come along when Arav briefed you on the situation. So you're not here because you're interested in the case itself, but because you know the suspect?
You couldn't be further from the truth. But I wasn't expecting much from you to begin with. For the time being, all you need to know is that we were once classmates. I became the scribe afterwards while he continued his academic endeavors. He submitted a thesis 1 year ago, and the Grand Sage at the time asked for my opinion. I did not approve of it because it committed one of the 6 cardinal sins by touching upon human evolution. From violating matters regarding human evolution to attempting the forbidden and fearing none, the 6 cardinal sins are the origin of all evil in this world. They are also what the sages use as a reference when formulating or amending. My opinion was that Siraj's research was both overly naive and in violation of various core principles. The Grand Sage took some of my suggestions on board and ultimately decided to reject the application.
So that's why he's buying energy sources and electrical components.
He's most likely trying to circumvent the rules and conduct his experiment in secret.
That sounds super suspicious. Oh, we got Ilyas? Can you try to remember things again? Maybe something new will pop up.
I'm sorry, but I've already tried many times. And no matter how hard I try,
it is possible for a person to subconsciously forget some of their memories as a defense mechanism against extreme stress. However, these memories aren't truly lost, but merely sealed away. They can be restored. Now, try to recall things you care about. They don't need to be related to this case.
Well, actually, I feel like I've forgotten more than just the memories of the time I was kidnapped and experimented on. The kind of person I am, the things I've done, I can remember some things, but I can't recall some others no matter how hard I try. But I do vaguely remember that there are 2 things that I have to do no matter what.
Do tell.
The first is to get my paycheck from the academia, and I'm not sure about the details, but it seems that I would send money to my...
And the second thing? What's the second thing?
I can't remember. Sorry, there's just so much I can't recall.
Not unexpected. However, you're the only one who has seen Siraj and knows the exact location of his cave at present. As such, we'll do everything we can to help you regain your memories.
Losing your memories must be really painful. But don't you worry, we'll help you get them all back.
Oh, thank you so much. This feeling, it's more than just pain. I don't know how to describe it. I have so few memories that I don't even have a clear idea of who I am. And my head's always ringing. It feels like I could faint at any moment. But amidst all that, it also feels like I've been set free somehow. Nevertheless, I have you all to thank for bringing me what clarity I do have right now. Now, I do remember that I worked part-time at a place in the academia called the Research Preparation Center. That's also where I got my monthly pay.
I see. In that case, let's go and find whoever's in charge there.
What? But I think it's way better to stay here and study.
I really want it to be the holidays soon so I can go home.
Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. I've sent this period's research expenses report to your office.
I did. Recent research expenses have decreased quite a bit compared to past figures.
Yes, though that is primarily because there are fewer scholars with research needs. But that can be a rather convoluted topic. Might I ask why you are here today?
I believe you know this individual. His name is Ilyas. He worked part-time here, and he's here for his paycheck.
Oh, yes, of course. Though, Ilyas, where have you been these past few days? That was our busy period, but then you disappeared without a word. Everyone had to pick up the slack.
I'm sorry, something unexpected came up. But I know I've caused trouble for everyone. Is there anything I can do to make up for it?
The other researchers have more or less finished your share of the work. However, there is one thing that is yet to be settled. Do you remember Chandra? You were in charge of following up on his off-site research application. He retracted his application a few days ago and canceled his off-site project. He's the 12th person to retract a research application this month. I'd like you to ask him why he did that. Chandra is probably having coffee at this hour, so you can find him at the cafe.
Understood. Then, about my paycheck.
I'll pay you in full once you return. However, make sure you don't disappear without saying anything again. Be considerate to your colleagues and give them some forewarning. Is this acceptable, Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham?
I have no objections.
Maybe I'll borrow something.
Elias? Long time no see. What can I do for you?
I heard that you canceled your research project, so I'm just here to ask you why.
Oh, that, it's really nothing special. I just don't feel like going anymore. I'm not the only one who canceled, right? I mean, people have had no motivation to conduct research lately, haven't they?
No motivation to conduct research?
Yeah. Say, who might you be? You look sort of familiar.
Oh, don't mind me. Please, continue.
Well, with the downfall of the Sages not long ago, many of the projects that they led were put on hold while they were being investigated. With the situation being so volatile, people are picking up random things to do to kill time. No one wants to risk starting any new research until it's clear how things will pan out in the future.
When you say how things will pan out, you actually mean what the new sages would have interest in, right?
Wow, talk about blunt. But that isn't the only reason for the lack of motivation to start new research.
So what if...
Well, because the Akasha... I'm sure you're all aware that we require all kinds of... Back then, the Akasha would respond to any of our requests for the knowledge. It was beyond convenient. We didn't have to spend an
I see.
You get it, right? After having had a taste of... There are only a handful of people at the Academia who are starting new... Although our names will be further down in the paper...
Ilias? What's wrong?
My head... it hurts! I remember now. I remember what Siraj... You will become Siraj number 36. Fuse yourself.
Paimon doesn't get it.
It's what Siraj was researching and the topic of the thesis he had submitted. Collective consciousness and the path of evolution. Siraj believed that by achieving 3 objectives, he could create a collective consciousness. First, he would rank test subjects in descending order of ability. This overmind would then divide tasks into numerous modules and delegate them to... Lastly, this system must support the...
Paimon still doesn't get it.
Think of it as linking many minds together and tailoring a given mind's assigned work. Eventually, everyone's minds will be consolidated into a new form. Siraj believes this collective consciousness is superior to individual humans.
Whoa. Squishing a whole bunch of people...
It's just as Al-Haytham said. Siraj gave all the test subjects different... Smaller numbers were ranked higher, so you'd be given more complex... I also recall that Siraj said his plan was proceeding very quickly.
Oh no, then we gotta hurry. We have to stop him before it's...
I tried my best, but that's all I can remember.
Take your time. You'll eventually remember it all. However, something doesn't seem right. Some details don't add up.
What's off?
You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number.
I'm not sure what Siraj's numbering system is based on. Anyway, we're done here. Let's go.
Please, wait. I heard you all talking about Siraj just now. Are you looking for him?
Huh? Do you know something?
Well, Siraj is pretty popular as of late. I heard he's gained recognition from a lot of well-known researchers. Supposedly, he's a strong contender for being one of the next sages. There are many who would give up everything to be a part of his research team. I'm nothing special, though, so I doubt I'd get the opportunity. That said, I do know a researcher who received an invitation from Siraj but declined it. If you're interested, you can try to find her. She's usually reading at the pavilion in the garden.
Osmantha.
Are you Janaki? We'd like to ask you a couple of things about...
Ilias?
Do you know me? I'm sorry, but I...
Are you playing dumb with me?
No, I'm not. I actually have amnesia, so I've lost a lot of my memories.
And? Are you trying to say that I should forgive you just because you... Or are you using the acting grand sage as backup to settle things with me?
That's enough. There seems to be a dispute between the two of you, but I heard that Siraj once invited you to join his project. Is that true?
So, what if it is? Siraj did extend an invitation to me, and I was also interested in his... I think it was about collective consciousness or something. Anyway, he said that I could be number... No one wants to be placed at the bottom. Certainly not.
Ilyas's number's 36, and Janaki was supposed to be number 4.
Tell me, did Siraj tell you how he assigned numbers?
Yeah. Remember how the sages took advantage of the Akasha and extracted Yana, and they left a document that records the amount of Yana energy that the Akasha had extracted. I don't know how Siraj got his hands on that document, but he used it as the
I see. He believes that this... Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based... At most, Yana energy can only be seen as representing a portion of a...
See? I knew I couldn't have only been ranked as...
What else do you know about Siraj?
That's it. He came to me, I refused, and that was the end of it. Is there anything else you needed? If not, I'm out of here.
Please, wait, I still want to know what I...
You really forgot?
I swear.
Paimon can vouch for him. The mantra also said that he truly lost his memories.
I see. You know what? I get angry just thinking about it. So I really don't have the patience to fill you in. All you need to know is that that's all I have to say. Goodbye.
And she's gone. She doesn't seem to like you very...
I really don't. But after she said that, I guess I did something...
Do you want to remember?
Huh?
Even though you're a witness against Siraj in this case, no one can force you to remember if you don't want to. Even if you manage to remember.
I'm not sure what to do. Like I said before, for some reason I felt a sense of freedom when But I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to go free so easily. I still want to remember everything.
I can look up your file. Something that caused trouble for a lot of people in the past must be on file somewhere. Would you like me to look into it?
Yes, please.
All right. Then let's return to the House of Dana. We've spent enough time here. Let's split up for now. Ilyas, you go and get your paycheck. The rest of you, come to the archives with me. We'll meet back here later and then head over to Gandharvaville.
Okay. Thank you all so much.
Relax, Ilyas. Being nervous accomplishes nothing.
That's true. I'm ready. No matter what I've done, I'm ready to face it. I'll also try my best to remember anything else related to Siraj. We'll put an end to all of this.
I'm holding you to that. See you later.
Maybe I'll borrow something.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those?
A new job, a new challenge.
Okay. The important files from the last few years should all be here.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Anyway, I found Ilyas's file. Let's meet downstairs.
What have I done?
This file indicates that you were once commended by the Academia for your courage and sense of justice.
Huh?
Yes. Your instructor was engaging in academic fraud, and your report was found to be true after a series of investigations, and your instructor was brought to justice by the Matra. This incident caused quite the commotion, and the Academia sent you a What is it? Are any memories coming?
No, it's just... my head feels like it's beat. Did I seriously do that?
Let's put this matter aside for now. It isn't directly related to Siraj.
I'm sorry. That should have been something good to hear, but my body is instinctively rejecting it. I feel like I'll black out if I try to remember.
Take it slow. Recovering memories is no easy task, especially when just do what you think is right.
Thank you. I'm not sure how you're so calm and composed all the time, but it does make me feel more confident about the situation I'm in.
Let's head to Gandharvaville and deliver Ilyas's paycheck to his sister. Come on!
We should be close. Let me think. It should be this way.
Ilyas, what are you doing back here?
Dad, it's nothing. I was just wondering how everyone was doing.
You sure everything's okay? Did they bully you again? Ilyas!
I'm fine. Just a minor headache.
Back then, I told you not to be a hero. Look how things... I can't imagine how things are going for you at the Academia. We've even been receiving threat letters.
You don't have to force yourself to stay at the Academia.
I'm all right. I just need a little rest.
Ilyas doesn't seem like he wants them to know that he has amnesia.
Hey! That's enough, you two. Ilyas isn't feeling well. You can keep nagging him once we get home. Ilyas, let's find somewhere to talk. So, how's your headache?
It's much better now. Oh, here, it's this month's paycheck.
Same old, same old. It's just that I don't mind their nagging. Deep down, they know that you did the right. It's just that after hearing a lot of bad rumors about you and seeing all the threatening
Conform.
Yeah. You don't remember? After the incident, Ilyas? What's wrong?
Ah, I see. I remember now.
You're acting a little weird today, you know? Anyway, I understand I don't care if you're a hero or not. I just want you to enjoy life.
Your understanding is a great comfort to him.
Is it? That's good. Are you a friend of his?
More so these two. My name is Al-Haytham, and this is the Traveler in Paimon.
Oh, that rings a bell. At any rate, I feel... Would you like to join us for dinner? I just happened to buy some extra food.
Sorry, but I still have things I...
Well, that's a shame. Okay, I'll get going.
Don't worry. I won't do anything to make you guys worry.
You remember now?
Yes, I do. Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem...
Is that your way of conveying gratitude?
Oh, my apologies. But I meant every word. Remember when I asked at the tavern if we had... I said that there was a sense of familiarity, but what I really meant was a sense of loathing.
Loathing?
Yeah, but having spent some time with you, I realized that you're not someone I dislike to that extent. Strange, isn't it? Why did I?
My strength is that I don't care about what others think. If you could also develop this quality, then you won't be as bothered by complicated social...
It'd be great if I could think like you. But first things first, I remember where Siraj's cave is now.
Really? That's great! Paimon remembers that you said there are 2 things that you had to do. We've only checked out... What about the other one? Are we not...
There are more important things at hand. We have to stop Siraj before he completes his collective consciousness, or it'll be...
You're right. Let's head out.
This is the place.
It's so well hidden. But there's nothing spooky about it.
Flicker.
Weird. It's bigger on the inside than Paimon imagined. Are you sure it's still a work in progress? Ilyas, do you remember this place? Huh?
I don't sense him nearby.
Did he get separated from us? Should we wait?
There's no need for that.
Alright. We'll continue in and see if he
Here you are.
It's okay, Ilyas. You've done more than enough for me already.
I don't understand. Everyone knows that Johnny is stealing your research. Why is no one willing to go public with the truth? He shamelessly used your thesis to send in a project application, and whenever the project hits a wall, he asks you for help. Everyone knows what's going on.
Do you know how many people are working on that project? If Johnny was kicked out because of academic fraud, that'd be the end of the project. Too many people would be affected.
But he's obviously taking advantage of you! He throws you the hardest work, and after you're done pulling all-nighters, he struts around with your research data and takes credit for it. That's not right! Why are you putting up with this?
A lot of people warn me to not say anything, and I think they have a point. This is just how things are. All I want is to graduate without any problems. It's okay. He's at least paying me.
Half a year of your time and effort, countless all-nighters, and casual threats and insults, all for a measly 20,000 mora? He's treating people like cattle.
Enough. It's fine. I just need to suck it up and get it done.
What's the matter? Huh? You could read minds this whole time and you...
Of course not. I was also able to see those memories just now.
Connecting.
It's clear that this place isn't a work in progress. The Collective Consciousness project is already complete, and Ilya, not entirely. Keep walking. Well now.
Gather!
Let's light it up!
Here you are. Flicker. Diffract.
It's completely different from what Ilyas said. This place looks like it's been done for a while.
contributing to the collective by only thinking to your strengths. How easy.
Flicker.
Oh, Hatham. Just thinking of that name fills me with hatred. We must get rid of him.
An entire year's worth of work down the drain. And for what?
You could have played hero any time. So why couldn't you have waited until the project was...
I don't understand what you guys are saying. Are you saying you don't care that Raju jumped...
It's a shame. What happened to him? Everyone has been working hard to complete the project. He could have endured for a...
In any case, we're done with you. Because of your recklessness, the Matra are putting Johnny on... None of this affects you at all. But do you know how many people, myself included, now our futures are up in the air? If worst comes to pass, we might...
I'm sorry.
There's no need for an apology. It's not like I'll accept it anyway. You'll pay for that.
Hey, you're blinking out again.
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. Save your words. Here you are.
Well, Alias, this is all very strange. Well, to pass this course, you must complete a paper with other researchers. I know you're a hero for... Maybe you should try to improve your relationship with the other researchers.
I understand.
You seem troubled.
Who are you?
Where are my manners? My name is Siraj.
Siraj? I've heard of you before.
The world hates people who don't fit in. I imagine you've had your fair share of trouble. After you reported Johnny for academic fraud, you were ostracized and shunned. Even your family. However, I'm working on some research that will help you merge into a How about it? What?
What did you see?
it! He really did trick us! No, Siraj is the real giga jerk here. Ilias is just a regular... Ooh, Paimon's so mad!
Flicker.
You've come. I intentionally slowed my integration into the collective consciousness because I wanted to see, and I wanted to apologize to you as him. It was only at Gandharvaville that the second thing I must do occurred to me, to throw off the Matra and bring Alhaitham to the hive. That was my...
You were already Siraj number 36? But you passed the Matra's lie detector!
Yes. I truly did forget many things during that time, even my identity and assigned responsibility. However, it's not that I got scared and forgot. I chose to... It's difficult to fool Alhaitham, so I had to create the perfect guise for myself.
And the best guise is when you believe your own lies.
Correct. I only told you that the hive was incomplete because I had deleted my memories of its completion. It was finished a long time ago. Before I left, I was already living as number 36. Now, I choose to return. Only here can I be truly free. That's all I wanted to say. After I enter this room, my consciousness will merge back into the
Is this your decision?
Yeah, the person we know is Ilias. Not Siraj number 30. The outside world is painful sometimes, but Paimon doesn't think that's a reason.
Do you need more time to consider?
Hey, who are...
That is
So you're that giga jerk!
Giga jerk? Huh, how bold of you. Have I done...
You!
I modified Akasha terminals to allow users to share memories and emotions. Then I assigned numbers to everyone and divided the experiment's tasks amongst themselves. Here, people can live easily and happily without needing to exercise complex mental...
You're just trying to...
Then I ask you, what's the difference? There are researchers at the academia who engage in dangerous research and extreme... People are so obsessed with collective will that even those on... Isn't that right, Ilyas? There's no need to deny this, as it is fact. It is natural for... And the terminus of conformity is a collective consciousness through which even an ordinary bee colony can... Welcome to the hive, Alhaitham. You once... A few simple words from you, and my research was consigned to nothingness. Of course, I'm well aware that you don't care about any of this, but I didn't give up. I made my thesis.
When we arrived, I noticed many empty rooms in the hive.
Oh, you noticed that? Then can you guess where? The answer is the academia. They're executing another phase of the plan. The collective consciousness links all of us into a single mind, showcasing our individual strengths as everything has been proceeding smoothly. You are our biggest obstacle. With you out of the way, I'll use my growing influence. The project will snowball until ultimately everyone will be part of my hive. No. The hive will be in control.
We won't let you do this!
What can you achieve with mere words? You weren't even able to change Ilya. Return to the hive, number 36.
Yes.
Wait! Don't go back! Look! There are lots of people out there worried, and you aren't an outcast. Aren't we your friends?
That's easy for you to say, given that you're travelers. Will you two continue to stay at the academia? When you return, number 36, you know as well as I do that comforting words...
Ilias?
You two are just as arrogant as Alhaitham. You think that everyone should be like you and live according to their own truths. I allowed number 36 to leave the hive without his memories only because I knew he would eventually return. This proves that Alhaitham, do say a word or two. I will consider.
I made those words quite clear a year ago. The model you presented was extremely unstable. No amount of garish packaging will It can't be helped. If you were clever enough to realize those problems, then you would...
What?
What's happening?
The collective needs motivation to execute its plans, just as machinery requires. That's why you, as the Overmind, synchronized your hatred of me into the collective, prompting them to create an... However, when Ilias returned to the collective, his memories and emotions...
Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem like such a... Strange, isn't it? Why did I have...
This contradicts the hatred you had provided them, and these two differing emotions will...
So that's it! Wait, so you knew that Ilya, and then you pretended to keep him around just to fool Siraj! Wouldn't expect any less from you all, Hatham. Once the collective consciousness bugs out, we'll take that opportunity to... Wait, it's back to normal already?
All Hatham, I told you. You're too arrogant. Ilyas's return had indeed introduced abnormal emotions into the hive, but your struggle has been in vain. And it's time to end it.
So many monsters. And something feels...
I also integrated monsters into the collective, though I ranked them last. Despite their lack of intelligence, perfect cooperation can be achieved, much like soldiers who have undergone strict training. Now then, drown in endless waves of monsters.
Hey, Hatham? Your plan didn't work, so what?
I've already sent my gift to the collective. It'll take some time for the recipient to receive it. You two just need to brace yourselves for the nuisance in front of us.
Well, all right. Paimon doesn't know how you get so...
How bold! Flicker.
I'll hate them. Isn't that bad of a person?
But it has to be done. He must be eliminated so that we can evolve.
Stabilize.
Scatter.
You see? That is the will of the collective. Even with the hatred gone, they continue their work. An external...
I will have order.
Here you are. Flicker.
He won't hold out for much longer.
He's a lot tougher than we imagined.
Something's gone wrong at the Academia. The Matra.
A process of elimination.
What's going on? What's with this sudden influx? Silence! As the Overmind, I command you!
Solidify!
Here you are.
Let the mighty be humble.
Here comes the finale. Now disappear.
This is order.
How is that possible? Why hasn't it been resolved yet?
Is there an error in our judgment?
The will of the collective cannot be wrong. The Overmind must have made an in his judgment.
But Siraj is the most intelligent among us. He is number one. His judgment is the optimal one.
Is that true? No, not necessarily.
Let's get this show on the road.
Order guide you.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Flicker.
What have you done?
Calm down. Don't you have an easy way to figure this out? You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number. Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their jnana energy.
What you said to Ilias has now become a memory shared by all members of the Hive. I see it now! You've channeled and amplified their selfish desires! You're trying to destroy my Hive from the inside out!
Human minds are not infinitely pliable, and your Hive has stretched many of them to their limit. Once your authority as Overmind starts to wane, it won't be long before your subjects snap back. Is it worth living here like a machine? Being a tool for the rest of my life? As soon as one person begins to have these thoughts, selfishness, doubt, and fear will propagate, thanks to the web of consciousness that you built. At this stage, your so-called Hive has already fallen.
It's not over yet. I am the Overmind! There has to be a way!
It's too late. Once the desires of the Hive accumulate, beyond a certain threshold, they will kill their king.
I wouldn't have suffered such a disgraceful defeat if I was the Overmind.
My numbers shouldn't be so far down on the list.
Siraj is alive!
This isn't what we agreed to!
I should be the one in your position!
The Hive shut down? What happened just now?
Members of a collective consciousness are more likely to reach a consensus because of their shared For example, Ilias did have differing perceptions, but he ultimately... However, this system is far from perfect. Based on this logic, the disturbance that Ilias caused wasn't for naught. It made the
setbacks in the plan further amplify doubt, which diminishes the Overmind's influence.
Apprehension, disappointment, panic, avarice. But in the hive, where there are no secrets, negativity can spread like a tidal wave. Of course, what I said a few words were enough. Believe in the power.
You were already thinking of a way to destroy the collective consciousness. You knew that Ilias was the bait all along? But how did you know? Since when?
I knew it from the moment I saw him. Moreover, I never looked down on you. My opinion of you has always been objective. You have a naive view towards the concepts of collective consciousness and human evolution, but you are intelligent and disciplined. You would never let a test subject escape. Mistakes like that are beneath you, and you also won't leave any mistake without a
I never thought I'd hear those words come from you. But if you're saying that I know very well that you've never viewed me as an equal. When you were with us, you always had a distant look in your... You don't need to hide it. I know it better than anyone else. The arrogance that comes with being a genius. Nobody likes being treated like...
Your perspective is entirely born from your habitual way of looking at things. From your perspective, you probably think I'm like you. Someone who doesn't fit in. How I just want to distance myself from meaningless noise and look at everything objectively. On the other hand, you have failed to come to terms with who you truly are.
You mean to say that I'm the arrogant?
Is that not so? Arrogant and emotionally You view people as a simple, mediocre collective.
Regardless, I have lost. You can take me back to the academia and stand trial.
You will stand trial, yes. But arresting people I'm just an ordinary staff member. I believe it is the General Mahamatra's duty to escort you.
Sino? What are you doing here?
I followed the symbols. Looks like things have already been settled.
Symbols?
I left a similar picture in my letter to him, and I made several similar symbols on the way here.
Wait, what do you mean you left a letter? Oh, Paimon remembers! When Paimon first saw you. So you really did know that something was up with Ilias from the start!
It'd be best if you didn't spout nonsense. I never employed any mode of trickery on you. By the way, I came across some information at the Academia a few days ago. If you practice the method discussed therein...
Seriously? By the way, Sino, Paimon heard that Siraj sent more people to the Academia. We can't let those jerks get away!
Don't worry. The Matra have started screening suspicious persons. And this was likely one factor that caused the Hive's consciousness to waver. Everything went as you
Good. Seems like the interesting part is already up. See you.
And off he goes. There still are a lot of tests.
Oh no. Oh no. I was involved in all these plans to... What came over me? How could I do something like this?
We were accomplices without knowing it. But I'm afraid that Alhaitham might pressure them. Whether he's the scribe or the acting Grand Sage, we can't afford to offend him. It seems our future...
We can discuss the future later. Leaving the collective left me with a strange... I didn't feel anything towards Alhaitham at first, since he wasn't well known. Siraj made us hate Alhaitham, and we blindly accepted that hatred and thought of him as a bad person. From how things look, we've done a lot of irrational things.
I guess we're getting what we deserve. Could you help us apologize to Alhaitham?
Sure. Paimon will help you tell Alhaitham. But whether he chooses to forgive you is up to him.
It's okay. No matter what he chooses, apologizing will make us feel slightly better. If he chooses...
It's time to go.
Let's go.
So, were they all duped? We can ask Al-Haytham about that later.
Looks like I can't exist as Siraj number 36. Yet, when I was at Gandharvaville, I thought about whether I should just come forward with the truth, but I didn't have the courage then. So in the end, I lost my sense of justice.
Ilias?
Don't be sad. I'm the one who deceived. However, I didn't come out of this completely empty-handed. The moment the hive collapsed, I realized that the collective I was always trying to fit into, understanding that gave me courage somehow. Perhaps one day I could be—
You can do it. Paimon believes in you.
Thanks. Well, I should get going. Can you keep this a secret from my parents and my sister? I just don't want them to worry. Also, please apologize to Al-Haytham for me.
All the test subjects have been taken away. I'll have my subordinates seal the place, retrieve all documentation. Are you two hurt? I brought bandages and hemostatics.
Paimon's fine. Just a little tight.
Get some rest. Al-Haytham is probably waiting for you at the entrance. Watch out for any of Siraj's associates who might still be in hiding. If you encounter anything you can't take—
Okay, you stay safe too, Sino. Let's go meet up with Al-Haytham.
The matter's settled. We can return now. I actually thought it would have been settled sooner. This took much longer. Judging by your faces, it seems like you two still have some questions. I respect your curiosity, but I'm off the clock now, so I'm not—
Hey, we're not your colleagues!
You couldn't tell that was an excuse just now?
What? Are you kidding me? You're not leaving today until you explain what happened back at Siraj's secret base!
See ya.
Hold it right there!
Are you done? Your behavior is reminding me of some other people.
Stop changing the subject!
It's too much of a hassle to explain everything from the top. You know what? Come with me.
Where to?
You'll know when we get there.
Is this your home?
Yes.
What's with you all of a sudden? Being all polite and inviting us.
Ah, you're back. Quick, come help me see if this painting's all straightened. Huh?
Stop making a fuss. They're obviously...
You're not from the academia, are you?
I'm unsure she's seen you before.
Wait, what? How do you know me? Oh no, do people know?
What? You're embarrassed?
Oh, you guys are roommates!
Yes, we are, but keep that to yourselves. Please, don't...
I keep a few books on collectives and the subconscious here at home. I'll get them.
Hey! You're leaving just like that? Sorry, I know we've only just met, but I have to ask. Are you, you wouldn't happen to be actors that Al-Haytham hired to pretend to be his friends, would you? Guess not. I've never seen him invite friends home before, so please excuse my surprise. You guys get it, right?
But aren't you friends with him?
I wouldn't say friends exactly. Okay, well, we used to be. Huh? Don't worry about it. My name is Kaveh. I'm sorry to have met you under these circumstances. Anyway, please don't...
You seem like you got a lot going on. So maybe some more...
Are you serious? How could you...
What? That was a normal response. You exposed your own weakness.
Still, why do you have to treat me like he does?
Judging by the deafening din coming from the living room, you all must be getting along quite...
Entertain your own friends, why don't you?
I'll leave the books here.
Paimon's dizzy from reading. This is way too complicated. Paimon wants to know, Oh, how did you know about the collective
A year ago, Siraj presented his thesis to the Grand Sage, who offhandedly asked for my opinion. I actually responded with 2 lines of reason. The first, as I've already said, was that his research was on human evolution, a subject prohibited by the academy. The second was that I thought the direction of his research was too extreme, but his approach too conservative.
Wait, that's too conservative? He built such a large lab, gathered all those people, and even tried to get rid of you!
One way to stabilize a collective consciousness is to remove the test subject's humanity altogether. The optimal solution to achieve collective consciousness is to focus solely on the overmind and treat the other test subjects as tools.
That's way too dangerous.
I'm merely stating the facts. If Siraj had done that, I would have felt his work. It's impossible for any species to evolve overnight, and humans without their humanity cannot be called humans. That's why the academia prohibited research into human evolution. Most research of this kind...
Ha! That's rich coming from you. If humans aren't humans without their humanity, then you'll probably evolve...
What about you? Are you going to devolve into a fungus?
At least I'd be a fungus with empathy. Sorry for eavesdropping, but what happened to you guys? Are you in trouble?
Sort of. We encountered a strange researcher that
Are you all okay? Huh. So that's how things went. Such is life. If only he'd known, Al-Haytham could have stayed indoors today, and the whole thing could have... Plus, he could have helped me with the housework for once. See those books? They've been sitting there waiting for someone to sort through them.
Can you feel the awkwardness in the air? I hope you're aware of your lack of conversation.
Oh, so the pot's calling the kettle black, is he? Well...
I'm doing quite well. Much better than that painting you're trying to...
You don't understand anything!
Paimon can't tell which of them is more problematic. Let's just get this over with and leave.
You whisper very loudly.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any more questions?
Let Paimon think. Oh, by the way, the other researchers...
I bear them no ill will. More accurately, I don't really care about what they think of me. To some extent, they were also fooled by Siraj. The Matra will take this into account at their trials.
Ilias also said that he wanted to tell us the truth at Gandharvaville, but he apologized to you too.
It doesn't matter. I never considered asking him to come forward with the truth. Judging from his experiences, he's more courageous than the average person. There's no need to lay— I'm going for dinner in 10 minutes, so I'll field one last question.
Paimon doesn't have any more questions. How about you? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. You only started investigating with the Matra at the Academia because you were interested in something, right? But after meeting Siraj, it didn't seem like you were interested in him or his experience.
I had no interest in him personally, but I was curious as to why so many people were willing to form a collective consciousness with him. I now understand the reason. Correct. The fall of the sages and the shutdown of the Akasha terminals deeply affected the Academia. The fact that Siraj's project attracted so much interest despite not being approved speaks to the lack of research. As the acting Grand Sage, I'll have to figure something out. In addition, what happened to Ilias is worth our attention. Reporting academic fraud was the right thing to do.
Paimon understands now. Oh,
I think minimum viable seriousness is a more apt description. I'll do my best to take care of this mess until my resignation is approved.
Wait, your resignation?
Yes. I've already submitted my resignation to the Academia. Soon, I'll resign as the acting— I don't think Siraj knew about that. If he had waited just a few more days before acting, what he'd do then wouldn't have been any concern of mine. However—
But why do you want to resign?
I'm not suited to be a sage, nor do I want to be one. The official process to select the new sages is if I serve as acting Grand Sage for too long, the position might become permanent. It's important to keep your priorities straight. Well—
Oh, now that you say that, Paimon's kinda hungry. See ya!
See ya.
The name Siraj doesn't ring a bell. Was he in your class?
He isn't someone who would leave an impression, so it's expected that you don't remember him.
I've always had a hard time appreciating the way that the Academia pressures people by labeling them as geniuses. But even so, the Academia can't be left to you. Or perhaps I should say that I'm delighted to see that you have a base amount of self-awareness. If the people in the Academia—
And I suppose they'd let everyone know that your career as a sage will be a shit—
Again, that's mighty rich coming from someone about to resign. In a few days, you'll be met—
But my salary will likely stay the same.
Wait, what? How—
At least I don't have to be an architectural designer who works himself to death just to get a smile from his client.
You— I took time out of my day to clean the living room for you, and this is the thanks I get—
Make sure to pay back the rent you owe me. I'm going to buy some—
What? Are you trying to annoy me to death? The decorations you buy keep getting uglier and uglier!
You'll have to blame that on my financial freedom.
Fine! Go ahead and hide behind your financial success if you want. But if we forget Mora for—
I think I'd have too many choices, to be honest. You, on the other hand. Can you think of any redeeming features at all?
Artistry, for sure! You don't know the first thing about interior design.
So I'll have to bring you along and then buy you drinks?
Of course!
But why would I do that? It would just be another form of a loan, and you'd have to—
Can't you just be nice and not ask for the Mora back?
Pretending that you're not in debt is as ridiculous as pretending you're not living in someone else's home.
Speaking of which, your friends won't say anything, right? Tell them to keep all this a secret.
There's no need to hide it so carefully. I think the truth's already out. You're such a lightweight that a few
What? No, it can't be. The name Siraj doesn't ring a bell. Was he in your class?
He isn't someone who would leave an impression, so it's
I've always had a hard time appreciating the way that the academia pressures people by labeling them as geniuses. But even so, the academia can't be left to you. Or perhaps I should say that I'm delighted to see that you have a base amount of self-awareness.
And I suppose they'd let everyone know that your career as a sage will be a shake.
Again, that's mighty rich coming from someone about to resign. In a few days, you'll—
But my salary will likely stay the same.
Wait, what?
At least I don't have to be an architectural designer who works himself to death just to get a smile from his client.
You... I took time out of my day to clean the living room for you, and this is the—
Make sure to pay back the rent you owe me. I'm going to buy some furniture.
What? Are you trying to annoy me to death? The decorations you buy keep getting—
You'll have to blame that on my financial freedom.
Fine! Go ahead and hide behind your financial success if you want. But if we—
I think I'd have too many choices, to be honest. You, on the other hand. Can you think of any redeeming features at all?
Artistry, for sure!
So I'll have to bring you along and then buy you—
Of course!
But why would I do that?
Can't you just be nice and not—
Pretending that you're not in debt is as—
Speaking of which, your friends won't say anything, right?
There's no need to hide it so
What? No, it can't be.